What y'all got today? What's the topic? What we freestyling? What? Sam
I
got a
guess
special guest.
Mike
Yeah, Nelly,
P.
what you want to talk about?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Truly, just anything that you guys want to talk about, I'll jump in and definitely give my opinion on that.
Give us a topic. We all ears. Whatever you want to talk
Funny.
about.
I know earlier you messaged me and you said you sent me this photo about how women get paid the same as men and yet have to spend a lot more
Yeah, y'all
to
women
do
expensive.
certain I mean, yeah, but I mean I feel like everything about women for the most part is about aesthetic and how they look. And so, I think I was telling you back how just to do eyebrows is $10 and that's practically what a haircut for you guys cost.
No, it don't.
And
No, it don't. If
well,
you
how
if
much
you
how
watch,
much a haircut?
$50.
What?
it's not. Oh
Wait,
no, it's not
what?
that much. It's
What
not
you
that
get in?
much.
What you get in
I
there?
know. What? Are you
I'm
getting a
saying,
whole ass perm?
I'm saying 50 with tip. You got to put the tip with it. So
Bro,
50 is
mine
what you
is
add the
20,
tip.
boy. 20 with the tip.
But look at
20.
your haircut though. That shit is horrible, Sam. Keep it real with you, cuz.
What you get when you go? I'm curious now.
Know what I'm
$50 with the
saying?
tip?
$50 with the tip, man. Yeah. But I'm cutting the line when I go to the barbershop. I'm not waiting. Like I got next.
Okay. I feel all right. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
All right, that's different. That's different.
Yeah, I ain't got time on there. I got next. I don't care who think they got next. I got next.
But how much
Yeah,
is like your normal cut? Like 20, 30?
yeah, you charge about 20.
That's not bad
Oh,
then.
okay.
But if you
Yeah.
want
Yeah,
you want your sideburns and everything else done, he gonna add extra to it.
yeah, but I also think that, for example, um, notwithstanding that, it also goes with like men are so used to seeing the girl so glammed up that I feel like it's just a necessity at that point. I feel like so many men want women to have like their nails done and their hair done and all that stuff, but then complain about it being too expensive. So I'm not saying that they have to pay for it because I've paid for it all my life, so I really don't care. But for other women, I like hear the complaints all the time from my female friends. So I kind of just want to, I think that would be a good question for you guys just to kind of get some input on why you would prefer a woman all glammed up and looking nice, but then not necessarily put in the effort and the money to get her all glammed up and looking.
Okay. Who wanna go first, y'all? Or
Oh, so if
want
you
me to go
want to take
first?
this,
I'll go
yeah, you
first.
go. Go ahead.
I'm married now, right? So when I first started dating my wife, and it's crazy because I clown her about this all the time. It's like she'll stay with her hair done. She never was in the nails. Like she was in the makeup. And in the beginning stages of our relationship, she never wore the same thing twice. Right? So now
Yeah.
we're married. We're going on year 6 of being married. All that shit out the window. Like she wearing my clothes now, so that's how comfortable she ain't got. Like she'll put on my shirt and my basketball shorts and call it a date.
All right, but you're married and you love her now. So you already got to that stage of being comfortable. But whenever you guys were dating,
I say
you know,
once we made a year, all that shit went out the window. Her maintenance and keeping herself up, like yeah, once we made a year, she like okay, I ain't got a front no more, and all that just went out the window. Like she would keep her hair up, but I'm thankful she was never into nails because honestly, I hate nail polish in general. Like that shit should turn off for me. So yeah.
Yeah, my thing is I don't really give a fuck about nails. As long as your nails not dirty, filthy, and shit, like I can give a fuck about them. Like I'll never look at them. But
and I don't like feet, so she keep her socks on regardless. Yeah,
Yo.
I do not like feet. I
You
don't care
never
if they're
suck no
done or not.
toes?
Keep your socks on. Yeah,
yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting to see your points of views. And Sam, what do you think about that? You were the one that even brought up the conversation earlier.
The girl gotta look fly though. Like, I mean, she gotta look somewhat decent. Like, your hair gotta be done. Like, I'm not saying your nails and all that, but like some effort. Like, do your makeup. Get your eyebrows done. Get your hair done. Like it don't gotta be like done professionally. Like put a brush to it, put a comb to it. Like look decent. Don't you want me to look decent?
See, I, I probably cared about that stuff up until like my freshman year of college. Then you realize like when you really on your own, like I'm not sure about y'all situation. When you see how much like polos and all that shit costs, all right, look, let me get some Levi jeans and about
Now I
seven
feel
black
that.
tees,
I definitely
and
feel
I'm
that
good for the week.
100%. Facts. Facts. I feel that.
Like I don't dress. My wife will tell you I don't dress up. Like I'm so simple. The only thing name brand might be my tennis shoes.
And that's
Right.
and that's not bad.
As long as you look fly, like it don't gotta be like a super fly, like expensive name brand. You ain't gotta be wearing like Gucci or Polo down or whatever. But like if you put it together, you look good. It's a wrap.
Right. I ain't
I mean,
gonna
yeah,
lie.
for
Like,
sure.
if I see some shit in fucking Forever Mills that look hot, I'm confident shit will follow. I don't give a fuck what nobody think. Like, cause like you can rock all the Gucci, Louis shit all you want, but you probably ain't gonna look good at that shit. Like, I just don't get the whole. I just don't how like people go broke to get like name brand shit. You feel me?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I don't think these name brands are necessary to look good and to feel good and comfortable and have that confidence. But I will say, I feel like in my culture, for example, I come from a Hispanic background, so we have family events all the time, and specifically on Sundays, for example, and we dress up and we're just going to be at the house. So, oftentimes whenever I'm with someone, I would expect that person to dress up a little bit more just because that's just how we do the fit, that's just how we are. And I'm just trying to have that person fit into the culture, especially if they're not from a Hispanic background. It's not necessarily like trying to change them, like obviously give them an option, but I feel like, I wouldn't want that person to get there and feel uncomfortable or underdressed just because everybody else is, wearing heels and all glammed up or whatever. Um,
You would be with somebody if they like decided to be like a bummy, like if they dressed like the way I come to your house. If like you would date somebody that dressed like me,
no.
so you're
No,
not really giving them
it's
the choice then.
no. But see, for example, and for those who don't know, like Samuel will come
Mhm.
to my house, but it's all like we're like the whole family is not going to be here. And usually, whenever you come, it's with a group of people that have kind of like the American culture and that background. But if I were to have my family here, and your friend Adriana that came the other day, like even whenever she came dressed up because first thing that she said whenever she came into the house was, I thought everybody was going to be dressed up. And I think it's just merely a culture thing and how you grow up. And I think just because I'm used to it, I'm obviously going to want someone and date someone that dresses nice. It doesn't have to be all the time because I'd be looking bummy all the time. But whenever I go out, I try to kind of look the part, depending where you're going. There's a time and a place for everything, of course.
Right. If I'm having like an event at my house, I'm dressing bummy. I don't give a fuck. I'm in my house. Like I'm
Facts.
not there to impress nobody. Especially if it's just family coming over. I'm throwing on a t-shirt and some pajama pants. Like
I feel that.
I give no fucks.
Big
And
facts.
another question that I had, I mean, I don't really know the topic of this podcast right now, but
Whatever you want it to be.
all right. So, with these busy times and COVID, and just because I've been just noticing a little bit more lately, but it's so different. I don't know what your jobs are, but it's so different working in America because everything is about like corporate America, capitalism, and I feel like oftentimes your work is exploited. I mean, truthfully, I mean, I know that on my end it's maybe perhaps a little bit different because I have two jobs, but I work 16-hour days, and oftentimes I've been asked to work more and more. and there's only 24 hours in a day. So I'm trying to, figure out from your perspectives, like, what do you guys think about that type of work environment, considering, I've lived in this 6 different countries. I've lived in 6 different countries, so I have the idea of, having your like healthcare already provided with you having to pay for it, or, you know, having 2 hours for lunch. Like in Dominican Republic, when I lived there, you get 2 hours for lunch automatic, and that's paid for. Then you get out already at 4:30. There's no reason why you need to stay longer. There is no overtime. The whole, business shuts down after that time. And every single country is different, but yet America is so fixated on, overtime and exploitation and working all the time. So, I figured it would just be good to kind of get some feedback on that.
Let me say this. I'm gonna just say this. Like, I'm not one of those niggas that's gonna do overtime. Like, I'm not one of those niggas that be like, about to put in 40 hours of OT this week. I'm not one of them niggas at all.
So you're saying it's an option. Like you would pick to leave and not do overtime.
Yeah, I would pick to leave and not do overtime just because, like, I still got a life. I still got a life, like, outside of work. Like, I'm not about to sit. If I do 16-hour days, I'm not gonna do it consecutively. Like, it gotta be like spread it throughout the week, like, or a month. Because I'm not about to work 4 or 5 days, 16 hours. Like I'm not gonna overwork myself at all. That's
So
just how
what?
I feel.
So in that case, like, what if you were trying to grow in the company? Are you just gonna stay stagnant and then just keep doing your 40 hours a week, no overtime, not taking any side projects or anything like that?
Well, if I was to, well, if I wanted to, grow in a company, I would do that. Like, if I plan on staying there, like, or try to get a manager or a higher up position, yeah, I would do that. But if I'm not planning on staying there long at all, then I'm not about to do all these hours.
That's interesting. That's an interesting perspective.
I think you're right, Storm. Like when you're like, I guess like my early on jobs, they didn't really care about
Mm,
me like working all these overtime hours. Like it didn't help me in any way. Like yeah, it helped my paycheck,
Right,
but they wasn't like, oh dang, Sam Snap, like he did all these extra hours. They don't really care. Like
right,
they're happy in the moment that you decided to work because they didn't have to like call somebody else or like get somebody to
right,
replace me. But like if they're supposed to give me like an evaluation, they wouldn't be like, yo, Sam, we noticed you did all these overtime hours. We definitely want to give you a raise. Like that
right,
never happens. Like if it's for your career,
right,
yeah, they probably would notice it. But like if I could go back, I would have just left. We'd be like, yo, Sam, you know, no, I'm sick. No, I gotta go. Like I would have been,
right,
I'm good on that. Like
right.
pay
They
me more
don't.
than
They don't.
really.
Right. That's how I feel. Like they don't evaluate that at all. Like they don't know. They'd be like probably like good job. You might get a little pat on the back, but that's it. Like,
Exactly. But it was never like, oh, like dang, Sam, the past like 3-4 months you've been doing all these extra hours. We want to give you like a big raise. We want to promote you. Nah, it was like, thank
right,
you. We appreciate you, bro.
right. Like
You
you
can come
really
in
don't
like
get
an
nothing out
hour
of it.
later the next day, like to reward you for all your hard work. Thanks for staying like 4 hours. You can come in an hour. Like, bro, no.
Right. Or like if I feel like if I do 16-hour shifts for like 2 weeks straight, I should be able to get the week off. Like my nigga, like that's how I feel like that next week. But
And
they
they
just
never do
don't.
that. It's crazy.
Like they never do that. Like you don't get no recognition for that. Like they make it seem like you're supposed to do that.
Because they always
If
word
I
it in like a certain way. Like they don't try to make it as if it's like a choice. They'll be like, hey, like, can you stay like an extra hour, extra? It's never like a, would you like to like make some money,
right,
like extra money overtime so you can like get a promotion? Now it's like, this person called out. So you want to cover their shift? And you'll already be there. So it's like, yeah, I guess, whatever.
right, or
I mean,
like if you well, go ahead. I ain't gonna cut you off.
no, you're fine. I mean, I understand that completely, and kind of like what Sam was saying, they don't really necessarily ask you. For example, now like my boss went on vacation and it's one of the craziest and busiest times. Nobody told me like she didn't tell me anything. She didn't communicate that with me. So I'm having to cover all like that work additionally up to mine. And so, I wanted to take next Friday off and it's being contemplated. And it's kind of frustrating, when I'm doing overtime and being overworked, but I want one day off. And kind of like how you guys were saying, if I'm working 16-hour days, I should be getting a week off. But yet, I'm trying to get one day off and it's being contemplated. I mean, I don't really
Or
know, but it's very frustrating because coming from different backgrounds, like that's not something that would happen in any of the other countries that I worked in.
right, but like especially if like I worked in security, like it's the worst shit ever when it comes to overtime and shit. Because if the person, I forgot what it's called. Like when the person comes take over your position, I forgot what that's called. I forgot what it's
Oh,
called,
like the
but
relief, right?
yeah, the relief.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
your relief don't come, it's like you're forced to stay there, even though like you was prepared to just do 8 hours, and then out of nowhere you get your boss comes up to you and be like, yeah, such and such ain't coming in today, so you're gonna have to stay. Wait, why do I have to stay? I don't have nothing to do with that. But they put it in like, but they what they do is they put it in words where as though like you're supposed to be dedicated to the company, so it's you supposed to do it. Like, but I feel as
Yeah,
though
yeah,
then
and
we
that's not
yeah
your
go ahead.
responsibility.
Right, that's not my responsibility. Like, and then when I say no, it's oh you're gonna get written up or you're gonna get fired. Like
That's
why?
crazy. Crazy.
Which is crazy, and it brings up like this other topic, like, working at a restaurant, that's the second job that I have. I'm a manager there, and it's just crazy because, you know, as a manager, I still report to the proprietor of that restaurant. So ultimately, any decision that I make has to go through that person. And, it's that person wants to implement a standard, right? A standard uniform, the way that people should behave in the culture in the restaurant to make sure that the sales are upcoming and that everything is done effectively and efficiently. But it's so crazy how some people really have the audacity to overstep those. And, they think like, oh, well, I have this job and they need me more than I do. So they break the rules and do whatever they want. And I'm trying to figure out how people in this society nowadays think that way. I mean, I truly don't understand how like that mentality comes and then people have to just kind of deal with it. For example, like me as a manager, if I try to write up half of these people, I get, pointed at and looked at and talked about a certain way when in reality I'm just trying to implement what the standard was from the beginning. I don't really understand
Right,
how society works.
right. I know how it is though. I know how it is.
If you were the owner, would you still feel the same though? Like, or do you think your views would change? Like, if you owned the whole restaurant.
Well, I feel like
Oh,
if I
but
So I feel like if I owned the restaurant, you know, half of the people that own the restaurants usually are never there to begin with. They want the standard to be implemented and they never go. So for me, if I was the owner, I would definitely, be there consistently at least like once a week or, a few times a month to make sure. But it's very hard to determine whether or not the managers under you are taking care of business the way that it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Do you ever
Because
lie to your managers though? Like, I mean, well, to your owners. So, like, for example, like, let's say like your staff is doing like terrible, like they're not coming in or like they're not doing their jobs. Like, do you feel like as a manager you should go to the owner and be like, "Yo, the staff is trash. Like, we need to fire them," or do you just like be like, "Oh, everything's great. Like, sales are up. Like, everybody's been coming in on time."
no,
What do you
no.
do though?
So I feel like I'm an outlier, right? Because I feel like they were the ones that gave me that manager position because they chose to give it to me. And as an assistant manager, I never held my tongue back from saying the things that needed to be said. So I'm one that will speak facts into whatever I see. So if I see something's done wrong, I will report it and I will write it into the manager's book, and then the owner can do what they see fit with that situation. You get what I'm saying?
But if your other managers are like not doing that, don't you think like
See, I
the
feel
owner's
like,
just gonna be like, yo, like Anelli's just wild. Like she's the only person that doesn't have the same view. Maybe she's like wrong. Like all my other managers are saying like everything's great, it's peachy here. And when I come in, everything looks peachy, everybody's happy, like everything's good. But like how do you think they decide? Like if you're telling the truth or if like the other, let's say there's like five other people on your team and all of the other five people are like, yo, things are great, and then you're the only person saying like, yo, this place is shitty, like people are not doing their job. Like
yeah, no, I get that. Well, truly, I mean, every manager has like a specific area that they're focused on. So you either have your back of the house manager, front of the house manager, kitchen manager, like there's like general manager. There's literally so many different areas that you're focused on. And so what what you'll say in that manager's book or like how the owner will see it is depending on that specific area that you're working on, right? And so, I mean, oftentimes you could have other managers support what you're saying, but every manager complains mostly about what their area is. And so it's kind of difficult, as I feel like as an owner, to determine whether or not that person is just, being hard and being a complainer or whatnot, or genuinely saying the truth. Because it's kind of difficult for other managers to kind of back that up if that's not their area because they won't speak on it. And that's why I feel like it's necessary for that owner to come in and see firsthand what's happening, but not notify that they're coming because every single time that they notify, then everything is peachy the day that they come. You get what I'm saying?
Right. But like not to get off subject or nothing, but like one thing I learned is I was a manager once, like, and that shit is not an easy job. Like people just think managers is that's just got it easy. That shit is probably the hardest fucking job on at your job, like, cause you gotta look over everything. You gotta be responsible for the inventory. You gotta make sure the count right. You gotta make sure your employees not fucking up. And then if somebody call out, that's all on you. Like, but that's neither here nor there. But like, if I was like one of my jobs, the owner was actually cool. Like, he actually came in like every Friday to make sure everything was copacetic and shit. And like, he had asked us questions like, "Yeah, how's the manager treating you?" or "How was the work conditions?" or something like that. He would actually make sure like everything was cool. But most managers, they don't give a fuck. Like, they millionaires. They don't come into work at all. Like, so they not really seeing what's going on first hand. So they just going, you know, think that everything is cool. You feel me?
Right, right. And there's this one show, I mean, I don't even know if it's still live on cable or anything, but it used to be called Undercover Boss.
Oh
And
yeah, that's my shit.
yeah, no, that show was dope. I mean, I feel like so many different people knew exactly what was happening whenever they had to go undercover, and they could see firsthand what was wrong, but they wouldn't see it because, they would be sitting in an office all day and never go to that specific location. It's crazy. I feel
Right.
like that show, a lot of people should kind of not necessarily, resemble it, but take some tips from that.
Right. Like if you work in the kitchen area, I mean, the food might look good, but you don't know what the condition is in that kitchen. It could be the dirtiest, filthiest fucking place ever. Like, but the owner not seeing that because he's never going back there to see what's the conditions like. Like,
that's what happened to Soldier Boy. He had bought like these subways, and like the conditions were so trash, and like all the employees were like not showing up. But like he had owned it, and he would never visit. Like he'd be on tour and stuff. But then he finally got word, and they shut down all the subways. But obviously he would never even know because he never went in there. He never even like interacted with the people. So it looked like really bad on like his name. And of course, the media ran with the story, but like it's like that for like a lot of organizations, like a lot of businesses. Like it could be super trash in the back, but yeah, like you got your sandwich in the bag, so I'm fine with that. Like
I say, even if you go to the establishment, fucking once a week, just once a week to make sure everything's cool. That's just enough. But some, like I said, some of them just don't give a fuck until that shit runs in the ground.
And since Sam brought up, the food industry and kind of like working at the restaurants, how do you guys feel about tipping? I feel like the U.S. is a very big tipping society, and I feel like people are forced to tip even when that's not necessary.
only
But I
tip if
feel
she
like
cute. She got to be cute.
No,
what if you get a man?
No tip off the rip.
you out of pocket. But let me say this: if your customer service is on point, I don't mind tipping you. But if you just
Facts.
go
Nice
there
tip.
with an attitude and all this other shit, not really, look like you're enjoying your job that much, then I'm not going to tip you. Like,
Facts.
that's
So if they look cute, you get the tip. If not, yeah, I'm glad we agree.
no, if she cute but she got a bad attitude, I'm not tipping you. Like, I'm not tipping her.
Nah, but I completely back that up, right? So, coming up, like coming here to the United States, I never used to tip because back home you get paid enough, so tips are not necessary. That's, obviously how I grew up, so I kind of just brought that up in here. And I used to get trashed. And I remember like Sam, Krista and all of them, they
Because they
were all
work in
servers.
restaurants, like they own restaurants.
Exactly.
They're like, oh, well, honestly, for people like that, like no diss to her, but like if your family owns restaurants and stuff, then you should raise your like price, like pay your workers right. Then we won't have to tip. Like no offense to her, but I'm just saying to
But
anybody.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Cause most waitresses, I mean not most waitresses, but some like complain about the shit they already getting paid like $2.13 an hour. But my thing is like you chose that job, like you knew what the fuck you was getting into before you signed the application. You feel me?
Right.
So you can't get
Right.
mad if nobody want to tip you because it's not. But at some restaurants they force you to tip. I think it's called immunity some shit they put on your receipt, but they it's like they force you to tip the waitress or some shit like. But my thing about that is, so what if the waitress was just a mean ass bitch like the whole night?
Yeah, if I work at a restaurant like that, like I wouldn't even care. Like I don't even got to be nice to y'all. Like here's the food. Like
Right.
y'all can fill your own drinks up. Like I'm getting a tip regardless. I'm good.
Right. Right.
Right.
Nah, but I mean, I was a server at a point in time, and I remember that if I didn't get tipped, it would just slide off me. Like it wouldn't be a problem because I understand that some people will go out to eat for few reasons. Like if they go out to eat, they probably didn't want to cook. Some people go out to eat and only have money for the food. They don't have money to tip you. Other people, it's a choice. They tip you if they want to. They don't tip you if they don't want to. And that's okay with me. And I'm not going to fight and fuss. But I feel like that mentality other people really don't have in the restaurant. And I'll see people
Facts.
come in just literally livid. Those people are cussing those customers out in the back
Your
of
friend. Your friend. When I went to your restaurant, your friend, you know who I'm talking about. He was just like, you don't understand how much work we do and like all that we have to go through. So like if you don't want to give a tip, you need to like either don't go to any restaurants or just like stay at home and like cook for yourself. And I was like let's say I had like $20 and like that's all I had. And I just wanted like I had a rough day at work. All I wanted to do was go out and like eat my meal and just like drink my beer. He was like, well, no, you need to go home because like if you're not going to give us a tip for all our hard work, then you don't deserve it. I'm like, bro, like you don't know my
First of all,
circumstances. Like you don't know if I got it. Like I got $1 million. Like my stance still doesn't change, but like you don't know how I got it. Like you really don't know.
Hey, y'all
Right.
tip for takeout orders?
Hell no. Only pizza.
Fuck
Because
no.
they come to my place all the time.
Fuck no.
Pizza different
But
because they can spit in the box. Like pizza, like they come all the time and like they know exactly where I live. Yeah, pizza. But
like if my food come up to $17.75 and I give them a 20, I'll be like, hold the fuck up, give me my change back. Like don't they try to walk off before you hold up.
No, I feel like in that case, I mean, any person that's working to go must at least ask if you want the change back. Because I know so many different people that work to go and they just keep the change because they just automatically assume. So I feel like at least that question should rise, like, yo, do you want your change back or
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna
because
I'm gonna order something with like $100 bill and see if they try to run off. Like order something for like $10 and see if they try to be like, oh, thank you. You have whoa, come here.
no, but see, listen, everybody knows, at least in the restaurant business, that right. So you pay for like that amount, right? You pay $100 and your bill was however much. They'll give you everything in big bills and then they'll leave like $10. They'll give you maybe 1 5 and then 5 ones because they're expecting some type of tip. So they'll give you everything else in big bills and then they'll give you smaller bills because they're expecting some type of tip. If you don't leave any tip, then, they'll feel some type of way automatically. I
If I
assure you
ask
that.
for you to do a lot, like if I'm like asking you to do this and like do that, like and I got a really specific order, then all right, yeah, I don't mind giving you a tip. But like if you just come out and you give me my burger and then like I never see you again, like what am I tipping you for? Like you didn't refill my water, which honestly I could have done myself. You didn't ask me how the meal was. Like you didn't even cook it. So it's like
Yeah,
I
your
wouldn't mind
friend.
giving a tip to the chef. Like yo, this burger's banging, this steak is perfect. Get a chef the tip. Like my boy Snap. But like you just bought out my meal and you gave me ketchup. Like
See,
you really
that's my
deserve
thing. They don't
like
give you no ketchup. They don't give you no utensils, and they
yeah.
want a tip. Like
Right.
I shouldn't have to ask for this. This should be automatic. Like
Right.
And that's another thing. The servers are the ones getting tipped, but everybody else is contributing to that work that they're getting tipped for. So,
Right.
you get sat down by a host that's supposed to give you whatever you're gonna eat with, like your utensils and stuff, your menu, etc. And then you got the cook making the food and making sure everything is right. You got a runner for that food because your server usually is not the one getting you the food anyway. And so your server is really just taking your order and putting it in. And you're
They
tipping
need
that
to my
person.
fault.
Yeah, no, you're good. So like they tipping that person, but the person is the one doing the least amount of work.
You just walking back and forth, like that's all you doing. Like.
I just hate how tipping is like based on like a percentage of like the bill. Like if I go to like a cheap restaurant, like and it's like they want me to give 20%, 20% on $10, all right, no biggie. But if I go to a fancy restaurant and like the bill comes out to be like $100, $200, now my tip automatically has to go up. But like you still did the same thing that the regular person did. Like you bought me water. Like you did the
You don't
same
even
exact task. Like I don't
son,
think
I'm
that's
about
you
to
don't
I'm
fair.
about to
even
put you on game right quick, right?
Talk to me.
That's why you bring the girls to a buffet. Fuck all the bullshit.
Let me write
You
that
got
down real quick.
options. Yeah, you got options. And you wait till your little waiter server leave and you dash out the door. No tip.
Right.
Yo,
So, but how many buffets are here anyways? I
we
feel
ain't got
like
no good ones here.
Golden Corral is the only one.
It's shut down. They shut it down before about the
No, they
house.
shut down.
Yeah, they had like roaches and stuff.
I bought all my girls to Golden Corral. Just saying.
I like Golden Corral. So
Yeah, I
that
licked
might be the
my
come up.
fingers every single time I went to Golden Corral.
And you
but
tell them
who
like,
said
baby, I'm giving
you
you
know who should get the
options.
Got the lobster, steak.
who should get the biggest tip? The
Do that.
fucking dishwashers. The dishwashers is the most
Yo.
important motherfuckers in the kitchen if you want
They
to be
don't wash the
real.
dishes.
Uh-huh.
What you mean?
What you mean, nigga? Your food could be good all you want, all it want, nigga. Your food could be good the best, nigga. If that shit on a dirty dish, listen,
That shit do be on the dirty dish. You look at that fucking shit, you see them little spots and specks, man. Fuck that.
man,
They just put it in the machine.
I'm just fucking with y'all, but like, because I
That
was a
nigga,
dishwasher
yeah, I'm about to
before.
say it.
I
You was
was
a
a dish.
dishwasher. I was just about to say that shit.
I hated that shit too. Like that shit was the worst shit. No, it's
Nigga, you
like
better
I
smack
hate
that
work.
shit, nigga. Put some more Dawn Dove liquid in it.
No,
The
but
fuck is
that's
this?
how
I
it
get a new
works
fork?
though.
Yo, the forks be dirty. Facts.
Fuck.
Facts.
Man, listen, y'all don't know what the fuck we be going through back that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
you just
Like,
put that shit in the machine and you back there flirting.
Listen, but right, so the dishwasher will be, washing all the plates and all of that, but then it's on the cooks to make sure that plate is clean because if that plate is dirty and you still put the food on top of it, then that's on you because you could have just easily taken another plate. And the same thing goes for the silverware. Like that dishwasher would be putting a lot of work in, and so if the silverware, come in a little bit nasty, then they gotta go and run it in again. But if you're the server and you're rolling your silverware and you don't have, an extra type like cloth to be cleaning these forks and knives out before you roll your silverware, then that's on you. Because dishwasher, they're the only ones that don't get a motherfucking break, man. They'll be standing
they
there
don't. They don't. I
washing
swear to God,
dishes, and if they
for
ever
8
walk out
straight
for
hours, yo.
exactly, like if you walk out for 5 minutes, you'll come back to a whole pile of plates,
Oh
silverware,
my
cups,
God.
all that stuff. It's no joke. Like I know I'm not like a whole on dishwasher, but as a manager, like I'll jump in the dish pit without a problem, and I'm not really afraid of getting my hands dirty. But I know exactly like even if I have to do it for half an hour, my feet and my hands be just like hurting, and I just keep at it. So I feel for the dishwashers, and I feel like they should get tipped or paid more,
Right.
100%.
Right, because like the dishwasher don't always clean the fucking dishes. Sometimes you're gonna have to scrub that shit off, then put that shit in the dishwasher and shit. Like that shit, like especially like if you dealing with like niggas that don't finish their food at all. Like they take 2 bites and leave. Like if you dealing with them type of customers, yeah, you back there all night or all day, non-stop.
Having
Yeah,
nightmares
no,
about
so
soap suds, right?
Huh?
So you had them nightmares about soap suds and shit. Let me tell you, I got a story for y'all, right? Like I remember I went on a date with a chick, right? We was talking, and she wanted to go to Popeyes. She like, oh, I'm simple. We go to Popeyes. So I had Popeyes money, right? So Popeyes turned into Chili's, right?
Right.
So we go on the date, we go to Chili's, and her friend ended up becoming our waiter. And so she basically, she clowning, and the date basically turned into like a three-way thing, you know. So she'll come to the table, crack some jokes, and they'll have a conversation and shit. So in the middle of the conversation, I'm like, you ain't getting no tip, right? So she took it as a joke. And I put them $30 down and I left. Like I think I probably had like 25 cents left in change. That's the tip basically. We continue on with the rest of the date. So the next day, the chick called me. She's like, "Oh my God, how dare you? Why didn't you tip my friend?" I'm like, I told her she wasn't getting no tip. Tip for what?
What are you doing? Like, I mean, I know you on your feet all day, but that's basically the only thing you got to worry about. Like,
nah, first off, that girl should not have a tip. She
You
ruined your
beat them?
date,
Did you beat them?
jumped in.
No, I ain't gonna get the smash.
Okay, continue.
Her friend talked me out the pussy. Honestly, like shit. I don't know. You ever been around a chick and her friend, and you decide in the back of your head like, I don't even want to smash no more. Like I was tripping. You was putting on the
oh my
front.
God, yo, I went to go see this. I hate when I go see a chick and her friend there. Like, and it's like not to get off
Sam.
subject, but that should be like, yo, what the fuck is you doing here? Like,
Like yeah, like
Yo,
but
I'm
in your
telling you.
case, she worked at the store. I mean, the restaurant.
I think they'll set up in her head though. Like okay, I'm gonna take Popeye, but we really gonna go to Chili's because my homegirl worked there.
She
Yeah,
should
And
no,
she,
hook
that
you up
was
with a
that
free
was the
meal or
whole
a
setup.
discount.
she ain't give us no discount. You ain't put no extra on the plate or nothing. Like you useless. Like at least I was getting
Nah,
some extra on the plate. You
that
ain't
was
ask
that
me if
was
I want
that
a
that was the whole
refill. Like
setup.
even ask if we want a refill. Like come on, man. Nah, bro. You could at least buy me a free alcohol drink or something. Ain't nobody gonna know. The fuck you doing?
No, I'm telling you, man, that was the whole setup. There's no way that that girl decided to go to, like, your date ended up at Chili's and that all of a sudden her friend was your waitress. That was a whole damn setup. She
It
probably wasn't
happens,
feeling
man.
you at all.
It happens
And
to the best of us.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like before, like I was waiting for her at her apartment complex, right? So I'm sitting in the car because she had to come from wherever she was at, right? And she hit a parked car, and from the moment she hit the parked car, like, yeah, I don't even want to go on this date no more. Like, who in the fuck hit a parked car? Like, that shit just turned my whole mood off. Like, then it got worse from there. But I was like, nah, I ain't want to smash no more. It was bad. It was bad.
my empty
Hey.
storm was comment earlier, man, anytime that you're trying to see a girl and there's another girl there, they're not feeling you. There's a whole
Big
ass reason why
facts.
that girl
Oh,
Big
is
facts.
there. Sam,
Oh.
you must know.
Big facts.
oh my
Big facts. A
God,
lot of
like,
experiences. A lot of stories.
especially if you try to smash and her friend there, and her friend not getting no dick. Oh yeah, y'all not getting nothing then. Like,
The friend's there for a reason, man.
yeah, you got them friends that be like, how you meet my girlfriend? Like, bitch, on Tinder. What you mean? Like, what you want me to say? Like, say no. But
I truly don't know. Like, all these people get on Tinder or any other of these dating apps, and
King Sam.
half of these dating apps are like already intended to smash. Like, why are you not trying to?
like,
Tinder has a point. Like everybody knows the point of Tinder. Like you don't go on Tinder for a day. Like you know what's coming with Tinder. Like let's keep it real. Like come on now.
Tinder was before my time, Sam.
Y'all had like Black Planet, right?
We had Tad, Black Panther, and MySpace.
Yeah, but like Tinder,
Plenty of
like,
fish.
oh, plenty of fish. Oh, gee, you still alive? No, but like you know what's going on. Right?
Plenty of fish was
Fuck
before
you,
my
sir.
time. Like, son, if you was in somebody's top 8, you had to smash. Like, oh yeah, they smashing. Y'all don't know about the MySpace days.
I had MySpace for like 2 years, but yeah, that was like nothing was happening.
You knew a chick wasn't feeling you. You wasn't in like her top 5 or some shit. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, she fucking with another nigga on the slick. She hide your comments or some shit.
I used to have a party line. Like, you ain't see this bitch at
Oh,
all.
that was
Like, you just heard her
official.
voice.
I got catfished so many times off that joint. Pull up to the crib, she looking like Big Mama, right? I remember, dog. I pulled up to the fucking crib, dog. And it's funny because this is what we were talking about earlier, right? When I asked Storm, he go out of town to smash. Like this had to be like a 2-3 hour drive, right? She had the sexiest voice. She was like she was a red bone, all that good shit, right? So I pull up to the crib. It had this chick that looked like Big Mama. Then it had this little fine little slim red bone next to her. So me being me, I went to the red bone and give a hug. She like, nigga, I don't know you. Like, motherfucker touched me. Like she started going on. And I'm Danny. Da 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 da. I'm like, ain't you Rashonda? Like, ain't no fucking Rashonda. That's Rashonda right there. I said, I know you fucking lying, dog.
What'd you do?
I stayed for a minute because I ain't want the chick to feel played. That she had to go bring her homegirl to get her call. When she brought her homegirl to get her call, I'm debating in my head, like, should I smash since I drove this far? Because look, you in the back of your mind, you like, I ain't making no blank trip. Like, I could at least get some mouth or like something. Then I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm bringing my ass home, dog. Brought my ass home, dog. Fuck that.
It was a sad ride home, right?
Yeah, it was raining home. The sky was crying for me. Like, that shit was
How
horrible.
far was this drive though?
Shit had to be like 2 to 3 hours. Like, this shit was far as fuck.
The fuck you went to Baton Rouge or some shit?
I went to Appaloosa. No, next year, not Bobaloosa. That's what that shit called, Bobaloosa. So if y'all want Google, like from New Orleans to Bobaloosa, how long that shit is? Like I think that shit up there, like by Streetport, this shit like 2-3 hours. That was a fucking mission. Like she sent me the fake pic and all, dog. Like, dog.
Was the pick her friend though, or was like
Yeah, the pic was her friend. The friend was fine.
Oh, that's why you hugged her. I bet.
I got played.
Nah, but that's just a damn shame. Why would you even drive 2 to 3 hours for some pussy?
Niggas. That's what us niggas do. That's
Look,
what
I
us
was
niggas
young.
do.
It was summer vacation. I had nothing else to do. She had just got the new crib. She like, I could stay there for a couple of days. I was like, all right, cool.
Oh, you were trying to stay there for a couple of days. Round 1, 2, 3, 4.
I still never been catfish, so I think I'm doing okay. Doing okay.
Nah, it's
Y'all ain't never want to spend like a weekend at a chick crib or a dude crib in your case? Like,
nah, Sam. I feel like the girls can say that about you. They'll be talking to you, then they see you, they say that they catfish.
Hey, I still beat though, so I'm cool with that. You here by now, so
that's
might as
the
well.
mission.
Yeah, exactly. Like you here.
Like if you take a trip and you don't beat, yeah, you're like mission failed. Like
I got catfish, but I still hit though.
I couldn't hit Big Mama though, dog. Like fuck that. Like nah.
Oh yeah, if she like on some like how Smokey got catfish on Friday and shit. When Rita came pulled up.
Yeah. I like fuck yeah. I ain't gotta tell nobody low key.
Exactly. That's the energy.
So if I had a chick come to my crib that I met on like Facebook and some shit, I have her meet me on like 3 blocks away and shit. I'd be like, yeah, I live on 55th. I mean, I'd be like, I live on 58th, but I really live on 55th. So like, just in case, like, this bitch is catfish. She don't know where I live.
I mean, you guys worrying about catfishing, but what about all these crazy people? What if you meet a whole ass crazy chick, and then
You can meet a
You don't know she crazy.
crazy bitch in person. I mean, I'm not my fault about the bitch word, but you can meet a crazy chick in person.
I know how to aim and shoot. I'll be all right.
I mean, I don't know how. I really don't think that. I don't have any of these things, like all these apps and stuff, so I don't really feel like I could trust something like that.
Okay.
But then at the same time, on the contrary, I feel like it's very hard to even find someone in person. Like, I don't have any of these apps, but sometimes I wonder, like, damn, where the hell do I meet a person?
Let me see. How old are you? What's your age?
23.
23. You never did a random hookup?
Never dated. Did you say something about hookah?
I said random hookup. One night stand,
Nope.
Tinder.
Nope.
Okay. You 23. You got time. You got time. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I'm telling you this, right? It's okay to have a whole phase. I think everybody should have a whole phase, right? That's how you know what you want out of life.
Talk.
You have most women don't accept their whole phase, right? So then they get married or they get in a committed relationship. Then that's where the cheating and all that shit comes in.
Talk to him. Talk.
You got to find out.
But how would you even want to, like, why would you even want to date a hoe? I'm trying to figure that
No, you don't
out.
tell me you're a hoe. Yeah,
Date.
you don't tell me you're a hoe. Like, you
Yeah.
can't be up front and say, oh, I slept with 50 guys. Like, nah. You lied to me, Certain, I don't
Yeah,
even
all
know
the girls
everything.
be lying. They'd be like, "Oh my god, Sam! Like my body count is only like 6."
Yeah,
Okay.
like, when you first meet a girl, I swear she'll tell you, "Oh, I ain't have a dick in about 7 months."
Facts. Talk.
All girls say that shit. All girls will tell you they didn't have sex in about 7 months.
Since my last boyfriend, when he like broke up with me, I've been like not doing
celibate.
it. Yeah, okay.
Right. Facts. So you gotta find out what you like, because if you get with a person and then you wait to have sex and y'all get in a committed relationship and the sex is horrible, it'll fuck up the whole relationship. Like, you're gonna end up leaving them. Don't no woman want bad dick. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Yeah, but then okay, so what if I don't want to settle in like getting all these apps and stuff because of the reputation that they have?
They got
Where
good
the hell
ones. And Tinder's fire.
Who's
What do
gonna
you
judge
mean?
you? Who's gonna judge you?
Myself. God damn.
No, you're not.
I'm not trying to go on Tinder and I don't know who has what. Like, I can't be sleeping around. I feel like
You go get
never know
tested
if
with the
that.
guy. You wear a condom. Ain't nobody saying just fuck all raw dog. I ain't saying fuck all willy nilly. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you gotta have options. Like, you're 23. You ever had an orgasm?
Yo,
No.
Exactly. See, you're proving my point.
I'm not ashamed. I'm gonna say no, obviously.
Yeah, it's nothing to be ashamed about. Most women have it in their 40s. I'm just saying. But obviously, like the guys you've been with, they're not doing their job. I'm just saying.
Alright, so your
A
woman
black
had an
king would
orgasm?
never, you know.
Of
A black
course.
king would never.
That's why she married
Yeah.
my ass.
Are you sure, or is she lying?
I'm positive.
He got a child now, so it must be doing
Basically,
something
yeah, I'm doing something right. Like, she just looked at me and she had that tear coming out her eye. Oh my God, don't fucking touch me. I can't fucking move right now. Like, yeah.
You did that shit.
Yeah. Because, see, you basically, once you learn a woman body, like, I don't know what kind of guys most guys look out for themselves, but you learn a woman body, and the G-spot not that hard to find. And you can make her have an orgasm in like 3 minutes. Most men are just simple-minded and try to rush through the shit and get them.
Still beat though.
Nah. You make a woman have an orgasm, you can have her for life.
I'm writing that to the book too. That's 2. Keep the knowledge coming.
Yeah. You can write that in the book, yeah. Especially, like, if a woman deal with you and y'all stop talking, then she get some whack dick after. Oh, yeah, she gonna call you that same night. Like, hey, dickhead, you just crossed my mind. You already know what's up. Like, hit her with that text, like, yeah, huh? You caught him cheating again, or he'll just whack. I guarantee you, as a woman, I guarantee you've been with a man before and had some whack sex, and you thought to yourself, like, I wonder what Billy doing right now. Right or wrong? You can plead the fifth if you want to.
No. I mean, I'll be completely right. Like, you on the right. But I don't think I've ever had the courage to hit that other person up.
Yeah, shit. Look, you young, you just 23. You got time. Like, enjoy yourself. Because once you get married and commit a relationship, even though, like, sex can get boring quick in that shit, too. I'm telling you, like, I'm speaking from experience. Sex could get boring in that shit, too. Like,
So what do you do to make it interesting since, you're
Hey
married and you're saying,
yo.
right, like, since you're married and
Pause.
saying all this shit?
Uh-huh. I mean, me right now, I can't get no pussy for 6 weeks, so. Like, my wife just had a baby. But we keep things interesting. You got role play and
Pause.
dominatrix shit and toys. Like,
Pause.
you gotta
Leave
keep
this
it interesting, bro.
Leave this in the.
Oh, I ain't ashamed of nothing I ever did.
What?
Don't cut this out.
I'm a grown ass man. I'm married. I just got to satisfy one woman. Like,
Hold up, so she never had an orgasm before?
nah, this young lady never had an orgasm.
Oh my God, it's so easy to have. There's only 2 positions you can get it though.
Hey
See,
yo.
you talk to
Pause.
another woman. Adele is a freak too. She'll put you on game.
I was about to say, you must
Yo,
have
wait.
experience.
Adele. Just throwing
Yeah.
this out there. Adele gave a homeless man some head or something like that.
No, I never gave a home man. The home man offered to eat my coochie on the train.
We saw the video.
I did not. He asked to eat my coochie on the train. I was like, what the hell?
Adele went live and some homeless man was trying to eat her.
Hey, look, I got a better one for y'all, right? Sam, you ever give a woman an orgasm?
Probably not, but still be dope. Hey, I'm still single, Danny. I'm still single.
But to the chick that's 23 years old, in order to have an orgasm, first you have to practice it on yourself. So you have to get a toy so you can know exactly what you like and how you like to be touched. So
Your birthday coming up. I got you.
then after that,
No.
females usually come off of head, and if you ride his dick, you are in control of your orgasm. So when you feel yourself about to come, you have to hold your clit really tight and release.
Shit, I don't really know, but I feel like your body count is most likely very high. No offense, but I really
Adele's
don't know.
low.
How
What
the
you mean?
hell?
She's low.
How the hell?
She only get that one homeless guy.
Well, see, guys cannot make you orgasm. Only you have control to make yourself orgasm. Orgasm really is a mental.
I disagree with that.
It's the truth. I promise. You can make me squirt, but as far as like,
It's all about G-spot stimulation. Most guys can find their partner G-spot.
the click is the G spot.
No. Nah, Adele had like 10 partners in a 2-month span. So,
We talked to some of the guys on the podcast.
yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah, sport for reference. Adele is in a relationship right now, but she used to have a new boyfriend every 2 days. No hate.
I said, Adele in her second relationship this month, right?
Probably this week.
Adele, you there?
You know what?
I said you're in your second new relationship from this month, right?
I'm in the same relationship I've been in for a minute.
No, that ain't the
you
same
lying.
dude. That is
Don't
not the
lie
same
now.
dude. That is
How
not
am
the
I
same
lying?
dude.
What is not the same dude?
That guy is not the same guy.
So
Is
which
that the
guy
police
is
officer?
you talking about?
That's
No,
the police
it's
officer?
not.
So it's a different guy.
That's old. No, first of all, that's like a
It's the
couple
one that
months
was
old
moving to
guy.
Atlanta.
No, that's not him.
So that's
All
two
right, so you
already.
got a new boyfriend.
Exactly.
It's still the same person though.
No, it's not. You are just laid up in the bed with the homeless dude.
He was on the train, bro.
No, she had another dude that was homeless.
Oh
that
yeah,
she
you did have a
told
homeless
him,
guy. Yeah, you did have another homeless guy.
that could
Yep.
move in with her.
Hold up, what
Wait, so
homeless?
are you just getting with guys that for charity?
Hold
Like,
on,
are they
let
all
me get back to
homeless?
this topic. That homeless guy came bothering me. I didn't even know who that human was.
No, I'm talking about the guy from who
You
said he was
moved
moving
in.
to Atlanta, and you
Yeah.
called me crying.
Oh no, that was that's like last
Right.
month old guy.
We just in like the 7th day of August, and you got a new boyfriend already.
Yo, hey
But I
Sam.
met a guy that same day we him. I stopped talking to him. Remember?
Yo, Sam.
What's up, G?
You remember the dude she had over the house? And she had him on the air.
Yeah, that's a different guy too. See?
No, that's the same guy.
You ain't with him.
Yes, it is. That is the same guy. What are you talking
He
about?
sound like he was mad as hell that you was on the air with us.
He was.
She
He
left
was
early.
bored as hell.
No, he don't like when I talk. When I get drunk, he be telling me like stop. He said I talk his ears off for 12 hours straight when I get drunk.
I don't know why they on mute. Hey Adele, so look, the dude that you had in the house when you was on the air the other night, that's your boyfriend or just reconnect?